So, very good evening, friends. We're going to start the concluding part of the chapter, the drug proving. The chapter one must know, even though in our homeopathic practice, now it is not so much of useful because we have a already prepared medicines with us, and because of which it is not needed to go for preparation of medicine, proving the medicines. But those who used to go for diploma or degree in pharmacy later on, or those who wants to do a drug proving, for them it has a lot of significance. So in this chapter, Robert has mentioned whatever already mentioned by Hahnemann in a simplified manner. What are the do's and don'ts of drug proving? What are the rules and regulations regarding the dose? When to repeat, when not to repeat? Which are the factors which you have to take into consideration while doing the drug proving? So you have to give importance to the purity of medicine. Then second, how the prover should be. Then what are the circumstances around the prover that those should be. All those things which you have to take into consideration at that time. So that he mentioned, then he has mentioned the repetition 2403. Then he has mentioned the laws of repetition during the proving, when to repeat and when not to repeat. So don't repeat the medicine unless and until the action of the previous remedy or previous medicine is exhausted, or so long as it used to act. This is the law, and this is applicable even during the proving as well as in our day-to-day practice whenever we apply it to the patient also. So all those things which he has mentioned, and second important thing in last paragraph he has mentioned, the prover must write down the order, the way the symptoms appears. So the order is very important. Which symptom comes first, which symptom comes second, which symptom comes last. The order is very important. It indicates how and how much depth the remedy used to have. What are the common features with which patient presents first? And then what are the characteristic features which patient presents later in the proving? All those are very valuable for us. And that's why Robert says over there, in order to explain the importance of proving, he says the prover must be a honest one, and he used to tell you each and every detail and in an orderly way. So that's what we have finished, and we were on page number 142, the second paragraph. The prover should be faithful recorder of symptoms. Very important feature again regarding the prover. Not only their sequence, but he must be very explicit as to the character of sensations. Pain, dull, stinging, piercing, throbbing, etc. So he must explain exactly what he feels after taking the medicine. Sensations plays very vital role. And sensations are always individualistic. You must know the sensation. The exact locality of the sensation, such as the pain, must be given. So, if you get that specific locality, you can reach to the remedy on the basis of locality also. If patient explains, doctor, if the prover explains that, doctor, I am having very severe headache over here and it is heaviness which I am getting over there. The exact locality. Pain at glabella, and then we can think about the directly calibichromicum because that locality is specified with during the calibichromicum proving. So the exact locality of the sensation such as pain must be given. If it is shooting, where it starts and the direction of its course. If it is one-sided, in what direction does it move, or does it go to the other side? So everything is important. In which direction the pain goes, where it starts exactly, whether it goes from one side to another side, or whether it goes from one side to another side and again goes to the first side. Everything is important because that makes the totality characteristic. If so, does it remain there or return to the first side? Not the least important of the sensations are those which are difficult to describe directly and can only be given by the introduction, sensation as if. So patient should tell, doctor, I feel I'm having sensation like, sensation as if, I'm feeling. Sensation as if is also one of the important feature, because there is one separate repertory made by H.A. Robert, the sensation as if, and which gives many aspects to the patient's sensation. Everyone feels it in a different manner, and you can get it because that is more individualistic. You can get directly what patient is telling in that specific repertory. So sensation as if is a very important entity which one must know. It is these which make the characteristic proving and are identification marks of the remedy. So because of which we can find it out remedy easily if we know the sensations properly. Then he turns towards the one more paragraph. Remember, all symptoms have location, sensation, and aggravations and amelioration, plus their concomitant. These should all be recorded faithfully in every proving. So, as far as possible, the symptom should be complete. That is its location, its sensation, its modalities, and its concomitant. Too much care cannot be exercised in recording the direction of the symptoms, the times of aggravation and amelioration, the effect of atmospheric changes, and positions taken by the patient in order to obtain the relief. So, modalities plays very vital role. So, if patient describes it in a proper manner, because of which, if prover expresses it in a proper manner, it is very easy for us to find it out a remedy. For example, a Kali carbonicum patient, they in the proving they have shown that there is the complaints which are there either in chest, either in wherever it may be, they it gets aggravated lying on same side or lying on left side, and it feels better by lying on opposite side. If patient tells this modality, then we are coming directly towards that specific remedy. If it is not so, if it is otherwise, or if it is opposite to it, then we can think of bryony also. So these are things, because of proper modalities recorded during proving, we can reach to the remedy very easily. We must record the effects of position upon the patient, both the aggravation and amelioration, the position he takes in sleep, what effects are produced from standing, walking, sitting, lying. So he is explaining varieties of modalities, and those matters a lot. If changes are produced while lying on right side, the left side, or the back, what effect motion or rest has upon his symptoms, and especially the changes of posture such as rising up or lying down or from continued motion, the particular kind of motion that affects him, how do eating or drinking affect him, how does sleeping affect him, how do these things affect him at the time and afterwards and in relation to each other, what is the condition produced by being in the presence of associates or in the crowds or by being alone. What we must consider everything that tends to increase or diminish the patient's equilibrium. So factors modifying the symptom are very, very, very essential. There are n number of varieties. He has given or he has explained some examples of it. So position plays vital role, environmental factors plays vital role, the walking, the sitting, the sleeping, the lying on, the lying in specific positions, sleep positions, everything matters a lot, because these are the entities with which you can reach to the right remedy. And that's why during proving, if the prover records all those things, then that proving is called as a fruitful proving. And those things, examples which he mentioned over there, has a lot of importance during drug proving. So not only the location, but sensation, and along with sensation, the modalities are very essential on the part of prover while drug proving. Then he says, too much emphasis cannot be placed upon the faithful recording of these manifestations, because it is in these aggravations and ameliorations and attending circumstances that we find the characteristics that make the drug of value as curative agent. So here you have first important thing is that if one prover says that certain modality you should not be very confirm. But if when you analyze the proving and many provers have shown that specific modality, then it has the significance. Then that symptom carries a big value and you can use it in your practice for the patient. So if one prover has explained that, then you cannot explain, you cannot be, you cannot depend on it. But if many provers shown that specific modality, then definitely you have to believe on it. Then he says, one is struck with the thoroughness of Hahnemann and earlier provers by the great amount of detail with which the records of those provings were made in comparison with many of the newer provings. And this is the reason why the older provings are of so much value. And this is the truth. What work Hahnemann have done is really a wonderful work. He has made the proving to such a detail that today also, if we prove the remedy, we get all those things. They produce the expressions of the drug, the very living elements of the proving. All the facts were recorded, and this we must remember in our own work of recording. And that all facts must be recorded, for we are not to judge what is essential and what is insignificant. We do not know then some apparently insignificant symptoms may become of much value in the grand total of the complete symptomatology. So one should not miss anything. One should write each and every detail. While analyzing, you may omit one of the symptoms. But generally, all symptoms has its own value. So it is not a thing that you can write or you must write only certain symptoms. All symptoms should be gathered together, and thereafter the analysis of the proving starts. So this is very, very important thing which he has mentioned over there. And then he says, in making the record of many provings of the same drugs, there is an inclination to omit as insignificant a symptom recorded by only one prover, yet like the 3 a.m. cuff of Kalika. This one symptom may be inestimable value in prescribing. So Kalika have that modality. 3 a.m. aggravation, asthma aggravated at 3 a.m. or cough aggravated at 3 a.m. So that modality has a significance, even though it has been shown during proving by very few provers. Had these symptoms not been recorded because it was considered insignificant, having appeared in but one record, how much would have been lost to the record of Kalika? If it would have not recorded, then we would have lost that characteristic time modality of Kalika. Objective symptoms play but small part in record, for they are of little value in curative symptoms. However, to be complete the record should embrace these symptoms. Generally, objective symptoms are not the symptoms with which you can differentiate the remedy. Objective symptoms are the symptoms which are generally of a common variety. But still, he says, if it appears, add it in your materia medica. And to conclude the chapter, what he says over there, the great essential to be required of the prover is to record all symptoms faithfully. Then the physician can give the proper value to the finished record, remembering always that the real and only object of proving is to record a living personality whom we will be able to recognize when we meet in the sick room. So here he explains over there that whatever the data we get from the prover is ultimately useful for us. It should be come from faithful provers, the honest provers, and those who are intelligent enough to explain their symptoms properly. And if we get such a thing, then actually the object of proving gets completed, and we are able to prescribe that remedy on the basis of that proving. So here in this study, he tried to explain the importance of this drug proving, as well as he has mentioned the rules and regulations as mentioned by anyone over there regarding the proving, and all do's and don'ts of the prover, which he has explained over there. So this chapter generally from exam point of view is definitely important for the students. From practice point of view, you must have a knowledge, but it is not too much important in your day-to-day practice. But still, if anyone asks us regarding the drug proving, we must have that knowledge. And for that purpose, this chapter plays a vital role. So we have finished one more chapter from the third year syllabus of drug proving. On Monday session, we'll start with the next chapter, that is the second prescription. So again, a very, very important practical chapter we're going to learn in this Roberts, from the Roberts book. And today evening, we don't have a lecture. The remaining part of Sepia will start directly on Monday's lecture. So it is not possible to conduct today's session, and tomorrow is Saturday. So holiday, Saturday and Sunday. We'll meet directly on the Monday for the mathematical session as well as Organon session. So thank you being there, and meet again on Monday. Good evening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.